Hello and welcome to another edition of the United View. Tonight's show is a very, very special preview on a very, very special day. Now, some people say, remember the 5th of November. Personally, for every United fan, it's remember the 6th of February. No matter what club you support in football, no matter if you're a United fan or not, a massive day in football today, and we cast our minds back to the Busby Babes and the people lost in the tragic plane crash, the accident that just should never have happened, the accident which everybody wishes should never have happened. Now, I know there's been some really, really bad talk over the past few days of some comments from an ex-Liverpool player. Obviously, we're not going to discuss them because there's so many mixed views. However, we do want to take this part of the show to remember the lives lost in Munich. And for that, with that, our panel have each got something to say. Liam's coming late, and Liam's a neutral, so Liam isn't going to say any words. But Hayley, I know you want to say a line or two.
There's nothing really that you can say in a situation or an event like this in history. It's so sad for the club, the families, and the fans will stick together and we'll never forget. We can never imagine something like that happening, so we'll not forget. It's a special day for all the fans.
It definitely is, and of course the memorials, again, Louis Van Gaal's words today were extra special. Daniel, let's come over to you. I'm sure you've got a line or two to say. Daniel? Oh, I think we might have lost Daniel, so Bryant, let's come straight over to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's hard for me to even fathom just how powerful or just how big of an event this was, especially being a United fan in the States. But just all I can really say is my heart just goes out to the families and all the people involved with what happened. It's just so tragic, and wouldn't really want to wish that or have that happen to anyone.
No, it is a sad day, and not just history, but football in history. And I just want to quickly say, my last few words, and obviously they're not my last few words on Munich, they're my last few words on this topic today, is, of course, a well-known poem, a well-known phrase, a well-known picture, which is a broken heart, a broken dream, a broken plane, a broken team. No words were said, a silent vow. We loved you then, we love you now. The red flag will always fly high, for Man United will never die, and Manchester United will never die. And like, of course, Matt Busby and the team straight after the Munich air disaster, they carried on, they made a new team, they created new history, new happiness, new fans, a new club, a new culture. And on the show today, we're going to continue like the Busby Babes did, but we shall never forget. Let's kick off with our West Ham preview, and let's get excited for the West Ham match, and let's introduce you to today's panel. He's just got himself back in, so let's introduce you to all things United. Daniel, thank you for coming on the show this evening, mate. Oh, is there? Daniel, can you hear me? I don't know if Daniel can hear me at the moment, so let's go straight over to Liam. Liam, thank you for coming on the show, mate.
No, thanks for having me on, Ben. Always love coming on here.
And a different webcam.
Yeah, no, I'm on the laptop today. All downstairs watching the Big Brother final, so I'm up here having to do this today.
Who would watch Big Brother when you can watch a United View preview? Thank you very much, Liam. We look forward to hearing your insights about the Hammers in just a moment. Also on the show this evening with another new webcam. Hayley's with us. Hayley, thank you for coming on.
No problem. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. And also, hello to Bryant, our fan from the USA this evening. Bryant, thank you for coming on, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a hard time figuring out the time difference. So
well, thank you for coming on, Bryant. And Daniel, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, mate. Thank you for coming on. We look forward to hearing from you as well. Right, let's start off with our West Ham preview. Liam, let's come straight to you. What can we expect from the Hammers this weekend?
I think you'll expect, a really tough game. West Ham at home as well, Upton Park, they will always challenge you. I've just had a quick little preview. Just had a look at some article, and it does look like quite a lot of big players might not actually be in the game. Allardyce has just said that he's got injury concerns over James Collins, Winston Reid, Guy Demel, Diego Poyet, and Andy Carroll. and Sacco as well. So they're massive players, really, for West Ham. So I think Van Gaal will see that, of course, as a weakness to the West Ham formation. So yeah, I think Man U can go. It will definitely be a tough game for them, but I think a strong squad will be able to get the 3 points and take them back to Manchester.
Yeah, and of course we'd love those 3 points, especially after a day like today, Hayley. I mean, obviously we played the home games, we wore the black armbands with pride, but how important do you reckon this fixture is, not just for the players, but for the club, the first fixture after the memorial to the Busby Babes?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone will be feeling very emotional after, well, obviously the game is on Sunday, so it's only going to be a day or two since the since the 6th. So everyone will be feeling kind of high on emotion, ready to play the match and desperate to win. I think, the occasion itself is going to be, playing on the players' minds, but at the same time, the points will still be the deciding factor in terms of the fact that they want to win to make sure that they are keeping ahead of the pack. Hopefully, Tottenham and Arsenal will go towards a result. I think we'd all agree, ideally, a draw or a Tottenham win, in my opinion, possibly. We've got Everton and Liverpool. If Everton can get something from that, the players will be desperate to win to make sure that they take advantage of whatever happens tomorrow. That's got to be the main priority, despite the fact that, of course, the fans will be desperate to kind of have a great weekend after the today's events. But it's all about the win. It's all about the 3 points at the end of the day.
Yeah, all about the 3 points. And just quickly off topic, let's just quickly say hello to Stephen, Paul, Salil, DAY15, also Flimflam, Gregory, who are all in the chat box with Fred and Matt as well, regular watchers and listeners and discussers. Hello guys, good to have you with us. Fred Jones reckons that Sacco will play. Daniel, Steve is really, really impressed with your top. He says you've gone proper retro with the Newton Heath colours there on your shirt, which is great to see. Who have you paid? How much have you paid him for that comment, Daniel?
Oh, sorry?
I said, how much did you pay him for that comment? Oh, we're having trouble here. Or my joke's not going down very well this evening. Well, either way, Stephen's sending you good comments there, Daniel. He also turns around and says, we hope we don't bottle it like the 50th anniversary against City. Of course, that day we played very badly due to pressure. Bryant, looking ahead of the game, obviously we enjoyed the win over Cambridge. Still not very convincing, so should we be looking to go to Upton Park with a convincing win?
I hope so. I mean, West Ham have been pretty decent. I think in their last 7 games, they've only lost once. They've beaten 2 teams in the FA Cup and drawn a few. I mean, they haven't really did much in the win column, but they've been very difficult to beat as per usual, with the Hammers. And so I think that Man United are gonna have to play very tough. They're gonna have to carve out as many quality chances as they can. But I mean, then of course, anything can happen in this fixture. I mean, I think what was it, 2 years ago we had a Robin van Persie 90th minute equalizer, and then last year Rooney scored from behind the halfway line. So I mean, anything can happen in this fixture. This fixture's turned up some really crazy, wild endings in the past few years, and so I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. It always is. But hopefully United will end up on the right side of it and come out with 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel, of course, West Ham, always a tough place to go. So you're expecting a tough match on Sunday?
Yeah, definitely a tough match. West Ham have been in decent form, especially on early in the season. They do seem to have dropped off a bit recently, but with our away form as bad as it's been this season, it has picked up a little bit lately, but it still hasn't been as good as it can be. I'm expecting a really tight game here. Not too many goals, but really tight. And Sam Allardyce's teams are obviously usually pretty physical teams and make it really difficult to beat us.
Yeah, and they are, of course, a very physical side. Liam, is there one player who we've got to mark out the game on Sunday? Is there one player we've got to be tremendously worried about?
I think Enner Valencia. I think he's a really powerful attacking player. I think the defensive, like CDM kind of player, Song, I think he's still a fantastic player. I think he done so well at Arsenal. I think he went to Barcelona and just the career didn't really start for him there. He won the trophies, of course, but he just didn't really suit with how Barcelona were playing. But I think he's come back to the Premier League and he has been really good. But just looking at some facts here, I think Man U can go into the game confident. Wayne Rooney has scored 10 goals in his last 9 league matches against the Hammers. And also Man U have won 11 and lost none of their last 12 Premier League meetings, also with West Ham. So I think you can go into the game, there's a lot of confidence for Man U. Obviously, it's a completely different Man U team to the Fergie days and the short period with Moyes. So, I think, like I said, Song, Valencia, I think players like that. Carroll, if he does play, I'm not sure about that though. And overall, I think their keeper, Adrian, he's been in quite good form recently as well. So I think there's always going to be a bit of a threat with West Ham, but I think if Man U are on their game, I think, 3 points should be easy for them.
Yeah, Paul says Valencia. Sarim says Song. Also saying Song, DIY15. And Fred Jones comments with Sacco as well, especially if Andy Carroll isn't playing. Hayley, when I think about West Ham in recent history, I think about that cracking Rooney goal from behind the halfway line, Beckham-esque. I think about that goal in the FA Cup match where Giggs helps it forward and the wonderful finish from Robin Van Persie. I mean, you're expecting bits of magic at Upton Park. We seem to have been able to deliver it over the last few years.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Anything that's going to get us the win, I don't mind, because I'm expecting if we do win, it will be tight, 2-1 type scoreline. I'm not expecting, or maybe 1-0. I'm not expecting, a 3-1, 4-1. That'll be lovely, but I think they're going to certainly put up a fight. West Ham are not a pushover, and we're away, and we haven't done well away. It's been a real struggle, and the matches we've won away have been very difficult. The performances haven't been great, let's be fair. So I think we need to be realistic and think if we can get the win, that's what's going to matter ultimately. And I hope we do. If we can get a wonder goal, overhead kick, whatever, Falcao, RDP, Rooney, Herrera, if we're going to be very wishful, want to do, then that's fine. But probably a little wishful thinking.
Yeah, we'll go for that. Whatever wishful thought.
Great. Just get the 3 points, however you have to do it, and if it's going to be scrappy,
Yeah, we've got to do what we've got to do to get those 3 points, haven't we? Really. And Bryant, I'll come over to you with the next topic, and that's the topic of Ander Herrera. I mean, Hayley's mentioned him, and I think we've all mentioned him. I think we've got our own opinions on Ander Herrera. Is West Ham the game to play him?
Yeah, I would like to see Ander Herrera play against West Ham, but then again, I would have liked to see Ander Herrera start against like the last 15 million teams that United have played against, and he hasn't been put out there. I feel like Ander Herrera must have been listening to a really bad joke that Di Maria was telling him at lunch and accidentally knocked over Van Gaal's drink or something, and ever since then he just doesn't want to put him in the starting 11. I don't understand what it is with Ander Herrera. I feel like he's too creative and risky of a player. He just plays with such reckless abandon. He's always trying to push the team forward. And I feel like Van Gaal, who I've said before when we had the rant box after the away leg to Cambridge, I feel like Van Gaal is so tactically conservative that he's almost afraid of playing Herrera. And so against a team like West Ham, who's going to be very well organized, who are always well oiled and well drilled, and maybe he won't play. Maybe he won't start again. Maybe he'll see Herrera as being a little too frail to play against a team that's as big and as powerful as West Ham, and maybe he'll stick in Blinton Fellaini instead. I don't know. I would love to see Herrera play because every time he's come on, he's been beneficial and he's been able to help the team drive on late matches. But chances are, if it's based on what we've seen before, he won't start, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to have your opinions at home. Subscribe, comment in the comment box, tweet us at the United View. It's why we're here. We're here to air your views alongside our panels. And what a great panel it is tonight. But I don't know about you guys at home and you guys on the panel. And Daniel, we'll come to you next. Since Paul Scholes, since, even before we won the Champions League final, we've been looking for a creative central midfielder. And we found him in Herrera. United fans feel like we found him in Herrera. So, Daniel, why are we having this debate that Herrera might be too creative for us? Why is this even a debate?
Well, it's a difficult one. I think he is a, and I think he should be in the team on a regular basis. But I don't really understand why Van Gaal doesn't want to put him in. But I would definitely put him in there. I think he's done a decent job when he's played, and I don't think he's too creative to get in the team. I think we've seen some decent passing from him. We've seen some a great goal in the last round of the FA Cup previous. We've seen some other goals from him. I really do think that he should now be getting in the team a lot more. I still feel that we've been crying out for a player like this for a long while. Now we've got one, and we really need to start using him a lot more.
Yeah, and it's a shocker that we're not, to be honest. I mean, fair enough, there's other people up the pecking order, but maybe Wayne Rooney playing in midfield is stopping him from playing. And for me, Rooney's not a midfielder, so should we be looking at Herrera playing? It's a weird debate. I mean, Liam, Herrera would walk into the West Ham team, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm quite surprised about it already, why Herrera isn't playing. I think I've done a tweet the other day saying, could it be like another Kagawa? But I think someone else tweeted me about it, that Kagawa was terrible, but Herrera's really good. So, I think that's just, yeah, he's a bit confusing, to be honest. I don't know why he isn't being used. I think he's a really good player. He's creative, attached, can defend. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like it's something gone wrong in the dressing room, or it's something going on in training. It's a bit weird, but it's Louis Van Gaal's philosophy, tactics, anything can happen really. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me what's ever going on at Man U at the moment.
And I mean, talking about the midfield, Liam, I feel personally that the whole midfield selection surrounds or is all about whether or not Andy Carroll starts. I believe if Andy Carroll starts, Fellaini will play. Fellaini will play, just for the fact that he's there for the corners. There's no one in our team at all apart from Fellaini who can compete with his stature and his stature and strength, especially when winning the ball in the midfield areas. Do you feel more or less the same, or do you reckon that Van Gaal will go with a different approach?
No, I mean, I agree with you, Ben. I think, yeah, if Carroll does play, you're going to need someone big, and that person is Fellaini. I think, Daley Blind, I think he can do a half-decent job in that position as well. But, I think, yeah, from a defensive point of view, Fellaini will definitely play if Carroll is on there. And I think, to be fair, Van Gaal would kind of need to play because, like you said, there's not really... If there's anyone going to be a leader in that squad at home, I kind of look at Fellaini, cause just strength-wise. Maybe the defence, they could do a good job of holding him off, like Marcus Rojo, if he plays. But yeah, it'd be a hard one. What he does cool, but I think you're right with Carroll, and Fellaini would start.
Yeah, I expect he is. Breaches My Life says Rooney is better than Herrera. Steve says Herrera seems to be the easiest to drop at the moment. Steve is asking a question whether Rooney is better in midfield than Herrera. Hayley, from what you've seen, how would you answer that question?
Van Gaal has chosen to put Rooney in midfield, in my opinion, because he's stacked up top. Got Falcao, Wilson, RVP. Seems to be undroppable, and he mentioned in the press conference today, I heard that Fellaini is another option up top, so that's what he's decided. He feels like he's got too many up top, and Rooney is very versatile, so he's chosen to play him in field. I don't believe that's his best position. In fact, I believe that whilst Rooney is a world-class player, I believe Herrera is a better option in midfield. Anytime we've seen Herrera recently, even for a 20-minute snippet, he's been fantastic. He's winning balls back, then picking out a good pass. yes, we've seen him in short bursts, but I really feel for the guy. We've got to put our trust in Van Gaal, in my opinion, but at the same time, he is missing out. He's, because this is how Van Gaal wants to play. He wants some physical. Fellaini's going to come in. He's not going to drop Rooney. He wants to play two up top because we have a lot of attacking players, a lot of strikers. So it's Herrera who's missing out, and I really do feel for him. And I don't think he's a better option, Rooney, than Herrera. But Rooney's the captain, and at the same time, I don't agree with dropping Rooney. But why do we have to have Rooney in the midfield? It's a very strange kind of situation, but this is the whole idea of we've got a lack of balance, so we have to fit all of these strikers in, so we'll put one in midfield, and then it's a bit. I think something's got to give in the summer, whether that be Van Persie goes, whatever, I don't know, but it's not the best. There is another option, and that would be for me Herrera, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while, so we'll have to see what Van Gaal does, and I hope it's not the end of Herrera, or I would be very upset because he's a great player and he's got a great attitude.
Yeah, and it's a weird debate to have because if we're looking at the end of United careers, Bryant, and if we're looking towards next season already, Van Gaal will want another central midfielder. So does that him seeing the end of Rooney, or is that him seeing the end of Herrera? Is that him seeing the end of Mata? Is that him seeing the end of Robin Van Persie? I reckon there's going to be a huge shock at the end of the season or next season about a player leaving United, because I just do not know how all these players are going to play this same team with Van Gaal refusing to play Rooney up front. Are you someone who wants to see Rooney up front, or are you someone who wants to see him in the team anywhere?
I only want to see Rooney up front. I think playing Wayne Rooney in midfield actually weakens the team overall. Because Rooney, for all of the qualities that he has, he's not a midfielder, and I'm starting to believe that the only reason Rooney is getting into the team so consistently is because he's the captain, and you're not going to drop your captain, and since the co-captain is gone, Rooney's all we got as far as leadership right now, and so. But it weakens the team so much because I've never really liked seeing Rooney in midfield taking the ball and then trying to play a 40-yard ball over to the sideline, and it going out or it going to a player who can't whip in across or something like that. He just doesn't have that ability to drive forward in midfield, and so, but he's been brilliant up top at times. But with Falcao and Van Persie, who have found goals in recent weeks, you want to allow them to find a rhythm as well, and with their quality, you can't just drop either one of them because then you start to have issues with them because they're not content with sitting the bench. Falcao's not content with sitting the bench. Falcao's not even content with being subbed out of matches, let alone sit the bench.
Yeah.
So, and so Falcao's the only individual that I've ever seen who can look so happy and disappointed at the same time by being subbed off in a match. It amazes me. But I don't really get it with playing Rooney in midfield. I think it weakens the team overall, and I think Hayley's right when she says that we have a lack of balance. But if we have a lack of balance, why are we playing Rooney in midfield? Why not just tell Robin Van Persie or Falcao, I'm going to put you in the 18 and bring you on later, and just play Rooney up top and stick Herrera in midfield and make the team stronger overall as a whole, instead of having to try to change up everything all the time. Because the injuries are not a problem anymore, so you can't buy into that. And if Van Gaal is trying to say it's not about the formation, it's not about the tactics, we're trying to play attacking football, why would you not play the most attacking midfielder we have in the side aside from Juan Mata? It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. And I'm United TV sort of agrees. He says Rooney will eventually play in the central midfield in the next few years. In the next few years, sorry. So right now, Louis Van Gaal just wants to get him used to it. Wilson can be a new Rooney, in my opinion. I've got to agree. Rooney has to play up front, but his future is in midfield, just not right now. Lonsdale makes a good point. I actually feel like we need a younger, more pacey striker, like Lacazette. I mean, for me, you look at the players which have performed in the Premier League, i.e. Suarez, i.e. Aguero, these are players who have movement and pace, and they've had creative players in the team, like a Gerrard, like a Silva, who find them at every time. We haven't got players like that at the moment. We haven't got a striker like that, unless you're playing James Wilson week in, week out. I mean, Daniel, what's your view on the striker situation? Do you see the future as Rooney, RVP, and Falcao with Wilson, or do you see one of them going and a new one coming in?
Probably one will probably go in the next year or two, and it'll most likely probably be Robin van Persie because of his age. But I really do feel that the Wayne Rooney should be used more as a striker rather than a midfielder. I really don't like seeing him in there, and I've got to agree with the points that I think we do look weaker without Rooney up front than playing in midfield. I don't really feel it gives us a good balance in the team. So probably Robin van Persie will probably leave. Whether Radamel Falcao stays or not, I'm not too sure either if we're going to keep him. So maybe next season he'll push Wayne Rooney back up front. Probably one of them will stay, but I'm not too sure on the Robin van Persie myself, because I mean when his contract ends, I think he probably will go, and I think that's only about 18 months left. So I don't think we'll give him any longer than that, because he's over 30 now. But he's still going to get us some goals. But I think you've got to play Wayne Rooney up front with either Radamel Falcao or Robin van Persie, or either take out maybe Juan Mata and put Rooney there. But ideally, I'd like to see him right up front where he does his most damage.
Yeah, and where he's performed for the whole of his United career, up front. He's always done it. He's always done a business.
Yeah.
I ask the panel every week this, and it seems to be an on-running theme. So Liam, we'll come to you first. This weekend, what do you want to see from United? What do you want them to see them do at West Ham?
I think in my opinion, I think, as a neutral, you just want to see good football, and I think I kind of don't feel like I've just seen that this season so far. I think the main priority, for Van Gaal is just to get or third, just get that Champions League spot, either playing dirty, boring football, whatever, just get the points on the board. I just kind of feel like, Man U, they need to start. I just don't think they've really gelled yet. I think that's the question. When it was back in Fergie days, I'd turn on Match of the Day every Saturday, and there's always a Man U win pretty much most of the time. And it just feels like a connection with the squad, and I just don't feel like that's happened even with Moyes. Don't think it's happened so far with Van Gaal. So I think it's just trying to. I mean, obviously I'm not a football manager. I don't know with the whole how they can link together. Is it a formation? Something's got to click between everyone. And I think when that finally happens, I think Man U will really be a deadly squad. Because I mean, some of the players they have are just amazing. Like I say, Di Maria, Falcao, Rooney, Van Persie, so on and so on. They have a really good attacking squad. And I just don't think they've linked yet. But West Ham, I like to see an attacking threat, and I think, like I say at the start, 3 points is definitely available there. They just got to be really careful of set plays. There'll be a lot of balls in if Carroll does play, and if no one's on him, he's going to get that head on it, and he's not a bad player. Head ball in well, so yeah, like I say, just go to Upton Park, and you just got to put in an attacking threat. Really.
Yeah, and the whole squad need to put in a shift as well. That's what I got from that. They really do. Hayley, we'll come over to you. From the Cambridge game, what do you want to see from this United side on Sunday?
I think, apart from the win, obviously, it would be nice to see strong team performance, attacking-wise, and creativity. If we can get a few goals, then great. But I think we just need to be playing as a team, strong defensively, passing fluidly, quickly, and not doing anything stupid and rash, giving away, a silly penalty, or, I would hope that the defenders kind of stick together and there's not any horrific ball loops over the defender's head, and the, striker has a one-on-one situation which the head has to bail them out of, which has been a bit of a frequent occurrence recently. But yeah, I think everybody wants to see attractive football. That's what you watch it for. You want to support your team, but you actually want them to play well. So everybody wants to see Wants to see, the likes of Herrera, because he is creative, and attacking. Whether that's going to happen is doubtful, but whoever we pick, we've got to get behind the team and hope that, finally it's a good away performance, because it's been, I don't know when the last good away performance was. It's been quite a long time in the league, certainly. If anybody else wants to remind me of the last good away league performance, then feel free.
Yeah, it is a difficult one. We need to definitely get a performance in there. I've got to agree. Bryant, what side would you put out against West Ham? What team are you steering towards, and what would you like to see them do?
So are you asking me to give you my 11 and what I would
Go
like
on,
to see
yeah,
from them?
let's do that. Let's hear your 11.
Okay, my
Oh,
11.
one second, Bryant. Make sure you put McNair at right back.
Oh, yeah, because no one wants to see Valencia at right back any longer. But unfortunately, I am gonna put Valencia at right back. So yeah, I was thinking I was gonna go with the diamond midfield into a front, and so I was gonna go with De Gea in goal and Valencia at right back. Unfortunately, Phil Jones beside him, and Rojo beside him, and Shaw on the other side. Blint deepest, Di Maria on the left, Fellaini on the right, and Rooney in the middle, Robin Van Persie and Falcao up top. The only reason I dropped Mata is because he's terrible on the road for Man United. He's only good at home. So if it was a home game, I'd play Mata, but he hasn't been able to find his away form at all. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Yeah, I've got to agree. In terms of having them playing that squad, what do you want to see from them?
I want to see a great team performance. Like the Cambridge result was, kind of putting the blinders over the eyes of a lot of United fans, because, that should have happened the first time around. And, I don't want to see any more par results, against teams that United should be beating. I want to see United put on a performance like they did earlier on the season, where they decimated Queen's Park Rangers at home, and it wasn't even close. I like to see something like that happen. Now, West Ham are much, much better than Queen's Park Rangers, but they're still not on the level of Manchester United, and I think that Man United should be able to go in there, and given their recent record and given the record of certain players against West Ham, they should be able to win this game comfortably. And anything less than that, I think, will be a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, I've got to agree, and I'm looking at the chat box now. A lot of people agreeing with McNair at right back. I don't know what it was about him at Cambridge. I don't know what it was.
Because he was playing against Cambridge. That's why it looks so good.
That's true. But he's the first player this season who I've sat there and watched, especially since Januzaj, and gone, do you know what? He actually looks good. He actually looks like a breath of fresh air playing out there today. And it was just great to see. I don't know what it was, because when the game started, I'll be completely honest, I sat there and I went, McNair, right back, what? And then I heard that he played there for the under-21s against Liverpool, had a great game. And for me, he's our man of the match against Cambridge, for me. And I can't believe Ron Atkinson or whoever was on MUTV didn't even nominate him for man of the match. Instead, Di Maria got it. And I was just like, what? He was brilliant. Daniel, what do you reckon? Would you play Valencia? Would you play McNair? And what do you reckon from the rest of the team?
Well, it was only against Cambridge, but yeah, probably go for McNair at right back. Obviously, the goalkeeper, David Herrera, he's obviously got to be in goal. I would go for Shaw, Rojo, and Jones as the other defenders. Blind as well, because obviously Carrick's out and can't play. Then I would go for Di Maria and probably Fellaini in there, because of it's going to probably be a physical game. And he's not going to pick Herrera, I don't think, in there. And then I've taken out one Mata and put Wayne Rooney in, and Radamel Falcao and Robin Van Persie up front. So it's almost the same team as Bryant said.
Yep, and of course that would be a strong team as well. A lot of McNair, love going on this evening. I love that. Make sure you like the video and make sure you right now subscribe and comment in the comment box. Let us know your score predictions and goal scorers. We round off tonight's show as we normally do on a preview and a review show by getting our score predictions ahead of the weekend's game. So we've got West Ham away Sunday. What are the panel going for? Tweet us your goal scorers and your score lines, and we'll read them out in just a moment once we've had from the panel. Liam, let's come to you. You're relatively unbiased. Well, you're completely unbiased. You're neutral. What are you looking for?
What was score prediction? Or,
yes, score line.
I think it will be. I feel like a draw is going to come out of it. To be honest, I don't know about a win. I think there'll be goals. I think it'll be 2-2. I think maybe it will be 2-1 Man U. I just think Carroll will be a big impact on that game, and also the way Wenger plays the formation. I'm going to go for a 2-2. There'll definitely be goals. Goal scorers, I think someone's got. I mean, Rooney, maybe. Then Van Persie is kind of always hard to goal scorers, but I'll say Van Persie and Rooney, and for West Ham, I'll say Carroll does play. You get the two of them.
Yeah, fair enough. Hayley, let's come over to you. Scoreline and goal scorers, please.
I'm going to go with a safe 2-1. I would say goal scorers will be Rooney. Always likes a goal against West Ham, so I'm going to go for Rooney and Falcao. I don't know if Carroll's actually playing. I mean, I think if Carroll plays, there's a good chance he'll make a goal. So 2-1, decent performance. Fingers crossed.
DOY15 says 2-0 to United. Di Maria and Van Persie both to get on the score sheet. So the three of you agree with 2 goals. Let's see what Brian thinks. Brian, scoreline and goal scorers.
I think I'm going to go with 2-1 as well. I think Rooney, since he always scores against West Ham, will score. And then my second United goal scorer will be Paddy McNair off the bench.
Yes!
So let's go with that.
See, I reckon Bryant's changed his mind. He's quickly taken Valencia out of team sheet and he's going with McNair right back. I can see in his face. Yuri agrees 2-1 to United, Falcao and Rooney to score. Joey says 1-0 Rooney. Siram, sorry about that, says 2-0 to United, Falcao and Rooney to grab the goals. Looking at some more, Matt says 3-0 United, Falcao, Fellaini, Rooney, very confident. Goose says 2-0. Flim Flam says 2-1, Rooney and Fellaini with the goals. Steve goes with 1-0 to United. And another own goal, we'll take it. And also let's have a look at Paul, who says 3-1 to United. Anyone scoring would be welcome from me. And Gregory says 2-1, off a set piece. West Ham are only dangerous off a set pieces. Rooney and Robin Van Persie to score. And Brian, you're getting a lot of love for predicting McNair to score. Love that. Let's come over to you, Daniel. Your scoreline and goal scorers, please.
I'm going to be confident and go for a 3-1 Manchester United win. Wayne Rooney, Van Persie and Falcao to score the goals.
There we go. Well, very confident at the moment. And I'm going to go, what do I do here? Do you know what? I'm going to say 3-0 and a McNair hat-trick. Come on, if we're going to be confident, we're going to go for it. Thank you for watching this evening. Daniel, thank you for coming on, mate. Where can people find you on Twitter?
Thanks for letting me on. It's Daniel H 1558 on Twitter.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. You can watch more of him online as well. Brian, where can people find you on Twitter?
Mine is at Bryant K. Stinson.
Cheers, mate. Thank you for coming on as well, all the way stateside. Hayley, where can people find more from you? Oh, is Hayley there? Have we lost Hayley at the final hurdle? I think we might have lost Hayley at the final hurdle. Why does this happen to us? We must be the worst channel for consistency in terms of guests staying on throughout the whole show. I reckon our percentage is at about 60% at the moment. But thank you for watching, and thank you for the guests to keep trying. Liam, you're still with us, even on your laptop. Where can you find you online?
You can find me at Liam P.O. Edwards.
Brilliant. And I believe Hayley is back now. Hayley, where can we find you? Oh, we've lost all sound from Hayley. I can see her lips moving, but we can't hear from her. Well, you can find Hayley at Tails_101, I believe. If not, you can find her on our Twitter at the United View. Always tweeting Hayley. A lot of love there, and from the guys as well. Make sure you keep subscribing. After Sunday's show, we will be putting up our video on how you can win a signed De Gea picture. Thank you for getting us to 1,000. Thank you for watching our Deadline Day special on Monday. Thank you for watching our preview show tonight. Keep subscribing, keep tweeting at the United View, and we will be back live Sunday night, 10 o'clock after the West Ham game. Do you know what, Brian? Seeing as you've been brilliant tonight, we're going to give you the final words of the show. So can we get your "Come on United," please?
Oh, so you put me on the spot. I have no idea what to say.
Just "Come on United." Give us a "Come on United" on the top of your lungs.
Oh, man. My roommates are going to think I'm absolutely insane. But why not? All right. Come on, United.
Yes!